one of the most debated categories every year is Best Rap Album. And so let's break down this year's nominees. We've got Jay-Z with 444, Kendrick Lamar with Damn, Migos with Culture, Rhapsody with Layla's Wisdom, and Tyler, the Creator, with Flower Boy. So let's see, who do you all think is going to take home the trophy at the end of the night?
Man, this is so hard.
You say 444?
All day. That's hands down.
You know what?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think Best Rap Album is always a tricky category because there's so much as creative people that we take into account when we consider what that means. Obviously the artistic integrity, but also the performance of the actual record, which is hard for me because Damn was such a phenomenal project from Kendrick beginning to end. But I have to go with 444. I think it really, I mean, Jay he's just an undeniable evolution in himself. Like he literally reinvents himself every time to the betterment of his own catalog and also the culture. It's just, I mean, he literally touches on so many different topics and subject matters that that's the best rap album.
You don't agree?
No, well, the thing is, I 100% agree, and that's what makes it so hard. Because when I look at like Kendrick's album, I look at Damn, I look at 444. For me, those albums represent, when you look at the history of hip hop as a whole, they're gonna be two of the best albums
we've seen.
Period in hip hop, not just this year, like period. And they elevated the game so much. So I feel like for me, especially like when we watch the Grammys every year, usually when you get snubbed, when you're also nominated for Album of the Year, they'll throw you Best Rap Album of the Year in hip hop, right?
Okay.
So my thought is, for this category, I'm hoping for the Underdog because I know it's gonna be such a battle between Jay and Kendrick when it comes to overall Album of the Year. I'm really hoping for Rhapsody. I'm hoping for Layla's Wisdom. I felt like that was a phenomenal album. It's the first time I feel since Lauryn Hill we've had a female rapper with so much messaging in their music and such like a sonically thoughtful album put together. So I'm like, I really want to do it for the ladies. Like, I want to see Rhapsody win, and her album wasn't like a huge mainstream success, but when you heard it, you were like, damn.
But that's the complicated part too, is that the rap album is always complicated for everything you said. Then you gotta count into what the streets are talking about. And then even with the business, there is an embracing of maybe not the most mainstream cultural one, but the one that feels like it's the underdog. People like that now. That's the reason that Chance was so popular. Was that it was the whole indie thing, or just the person that the record labels weren't saying you have to like.
I don't want to make it all overly super philosophical, because like music is about just feeling too. And if you look at it in that aspect, like Culture, the Migos album, it's like they can't lose. Anything that they drop was just like out of here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you got to understand like their effect and their wave. Like they had to be in consideration for I mean, come on, mama, you know what I'm saying?
Always something crazy.
Right, so it's like you can't sleep on them because they definitely had the wave. They have the wave right now. So I mean, as much as 444, I mean, it changed me. I mean, it made me want to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? Like invest in Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like, changed my life.
Buy some property.
Read a book or 5.
But as far as the wave, and I mean, just like anytime it comes on the radio, anytime you in the club, anytime you just out, it's undeniable. So I definitely would say I want to put my hat in the Migos bucket.
In my heart of hearts, I'm leaning towards Kendrick because I think he's so fresh. But the reason why Jay is interesting to me this time, even though he's had so many albums, is that this time it feels like he's putting hip hop in it's a different place than we've seen hip hop before. Because everyone that we consider to be our massive favorites, the Tupacs, the ones that we debate over, Tupac and Biggie and all of them, most of them didn't live to be a billionaire or run companies and be the top of the game. So you're hearing a perspective of a person in hip hop that we've never actually really seen before. And for him to handle that with so much intelligence
and thought.
We always think of hip hop as fizzling out by a certain age. You're like, you gotta grow up now, you gotta stop doing that pump suit and go get your office job.
They say you have 7 years.
You have 7 years. So you have someone who's definitely surpassed that and then has found a way to make being a grown man totally artistic for hip hop artists, which kind of goes against almost what they tell you hip hop should be.
Yeah.
It's really crazy because I think
Yeah.
it gives everyone else a life to do that kind of album after 40.
Right.
Plus, when you're talking about album, you got to talk about the producer too.
Right.
And the reason why I say Jay-Z is because the
No
production from No ID was a complete thought through the whole process. Like you can tell, he found a wave. He found his voice for this particular artist. For this.
Right, and Jay hasn't really done that.
Yeah.
He's only worked with one producer and then allowed them to kind of create.
And
that.
plus, it's so the sound that he found was so far-fetched from what's out there. I have to give him credit for the fearlessness too.
Who do you all think is taking home the best rap album trophy?
Say Jay-Z 444.
So hard. Jay-Z 444.
Hove, 444.
Jay-Z 444.
I feel like Jay and Kendrick are like up against each other in a different category. And so because of that, I'm gonna say "Damn" by Kendrick Lamar.